Mag-pesticide muna tayo. Tsaking tama at responsable ang paglalagay ng pestisidyo. May tamang panahon at tiyempo ang paglalagay batay sa kalagayan ng tanim at insekto. Huwag basta spray lang. Dapat sigurado at kalkulado para di sumakit ang sentido. Ano ang mga bilin at guidelines para sa paggamit ng safely ng mga pestisidyo?
Okay, unang-una sir, kailangan natin ng wastong kasuotan o proteksyon sa ating katawan bago tayo mag-apply ng kahit anong pesticide.
So never bring your Filipina to America as a Western guy or to any Western country if you have a big age gap, you are not a legitimately wealthy man in said country. A lot of guys come to the Philippines and they are considered wealthy when they land at a 57-to-1 split from the dollar to the peso. Just in general, you know, your white skin, your black skin, being anybody that's not a Filipino, you are perceived as wealthy by Filipinas, and you will be amazed at your power to attract a woman that is worlds apart from what you can attract in your home country. With that being said, men will come here and live for multiple years and really get the feeling that they are that guy, when in reality that is actually a complete illusion, and I'll tell you why. So basically, when you are, say you're like me, or you're a little older than me, you're 50 years old, you come to the Philippines, and you're dating a woman 20, 30 years your junior, I don't know, 20 to 30, say, and you are 50. And say that you're, I don't know, an average guy. You were a 5 in America, that probably makes you a 7 in the Philippines. Maybe you're got a little bit of a dad bod, you know, maybe you're, you know, if you work out and tone up, you know, maybe you could look pretty fit, but you know, you're just kind of an average schlub in America, let's be honest. You know, and I'm not excluding myself from this. I'm 47 years old now, as of a few days ago, and you know, it is what it is. So, if you bring a woman to America, what you have to understand is you are a king in the Philippines. If you're 50, you're average, you got, you know, blue eyes, green eyes, you got some hair left, you know, you got, I don't know, you're making $2 grand a month, say. You're a big dog. You're doing pretty good. Unless you're in the city I'm in, you might need to make 3, but you're kind of a big dog. You have to understand the average family in the Philippines could live off of, I don't know, $250, $300 a month for the whole family. So if you're making, say you're getting $2,000 in what I just said, that's 8 times what a whole family's living on. So you're going to be able to have a condo like this one I'm in. You're going to be able to eat out every single day, Starbucks every morning. You could maybe even bring a woman along for the ride and do double everything every day and still make your rent. You might be pushing up, you know, if you're in a BGC, you might be pushing up towards $2,500 at that point. But single, you could certainly probably do it on $2,200 or something. I mean, and you can't really dispute me on this because I've done it. So when you go to America, your Filipina is average here. She's probably a morena, she's probably a regular, you know, she might be to you a 7 or an 8, but in the Philippines, she might be like a 6, you know what I mean? She might have the darker skin, she might just be a skinny girl that's, you know, 5 foot, and, you know, a tremendous beauty to a Western man. But in the Philippines, she's, you know, there's a ton of girls that look like that, right? So what you have to understand is, if you were to say I was to go back to America right now, you know, and I bring my Filipina, she's a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old, whatever she is, and she's you know, to me she's an exceptionally good-looking woman, but she may look like, you know, 100 girls or 1,000 girls in you know, Samar, or 1,000 girls in Negros, or 1,000 girls in Manila, or whatever. She's you know, she's a Filipina, so she comes to the United States, okay? And I know this because I've met Filipinas in the United States. I dated Thai girls in the United States. I dated Japanese girls, Chinese women in Las Vegas. These women are different. So they're walking around the mall. There's every blonde girl, you know, every brunette girl, every boss babes walking around. But these girls are white girls. Blue eyes, green eyes, they got their collagen in their lips, they got their breast augmentations, etc. And your Filipina is going to stick out, and stick out in an exotic kind of good way. Well, guess who sticks out here in a similar way, even with the 20 years on the age? Me and you. Because we have the blue eyes, we have white skin. Even in BGC, when I walk outside, I might see 150 Filipinos before I see one other white guy. I might see 1,500. BGC is a place that's relatively popular with foreigners, so you would think, oh, there's a lot of foreigners in BGC. No, there's not. And guess what else? Most of the foreigners that come here that you might run into out of that one out of every 150 or 1,000 people is here for 2 weeks seeing their LDR. They're here because their job stationed them here for a while to, do something. They're here on a discovery trip and they're going to go home and maybe not have the funds to come back here and live permanently, etc., etc., etc. You're still a pretty rare commodity if you're a guy, say, in their 40s or something, 30s, 40s, maybe even early 50s, say, to be able to actually just come here and post up and live full time, like for the rest of your life or for 10 years. I just made it to the 1 year mark. How many guys really make it to the 1 year mark? Maybe not that many. If they do, they're certainly in a relationship, right? So, at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that you are rare here if you're a foreigner that's way before 65, and this even goes for guys over 65 though. Do not bring your Filipina to America. If you're way before 65 though, and you can actually come here at 35 or 30 or 27 or 45 or 50 and just live here for the rest of your life, and you still have a tiny bit of sexual marketplace value, you are a king in the Philippines and it will give you an ego. But do not get it twisted and think that if you bring your girl to a regular Filipina girl that's relatively regular, even if she's beautiful to you, that it will not be completely flipped. And say that you're making $40,000 a year and you go back to America, even $60,000 a year if you're in a major city. You are lower middle class by today's metrics. 60,000 in Los Angeles, you're a nothing. 40,000 and you're in, Alabama or something, you're still like lower middle class. So what you have to understand is your woman will start to look at you like, oh wow, he's not the big powerhouse that I thought he was when he was bringing in $3,000 a month, living in Boracay or Dumaguete or BGC or something, and I am getting an awful lot of attention. And what will happen is your Filipina will make friends with other Americanized Filipinas. I've seen it happen in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know many Filipinas that are like dancers or like, high-level professionals, and they will meet your province girl and go, oh, girl, you have a boyfriend? You married an American and you came here? And you'll go, yeah, he's 52 and here's a picture of him or something, and, you're a 25-year-old hanging out with some Americanized, westernized Filipinas. These girls might as well be Americans. They don't have 1 ounce of province left in them. They're not doting on you like they're your husband. They're not sweeping when you get home or doing the dishes and doing all kinds of things without you asking them. I'm not saying this is all women. I'm saying this is going to be most likely what's going to happen to you if you start to feel like King Kong on your trip to the Philippines and you marry a Filipina and you bring her to the land of opportunity where a McDonald's worker makes in 1 hour in a major city.
Because you know what? You can watch that shit on your own. The land of opportunity is fucking closing if you don't fucking figure that out yet. Don't you guys know that we're in fucking World War III? And they're going to start shutting the borders down. You're not going to be able to leave America. And they're going to fucking throw you in the fucking FEMA camps. Google Georgia fucking Guidestones. I rest my case, bitches. Peace out.